So they don't want to work. They don't.
Wow.
Well, you know what? I don't think we could get banned for saying that. I mean, what is
Well,
the
no.
state of
Well,
what is the
just-
state of this country where we can't even get people to work anymore?
Do you think it's like the excuse of like, well, I'm scared to be exposed to people right now? Like, does that excuse still fly?
The only excuse I would ever give anyone not to work is if someone said to them in a restaurant that they were having a $500 dinner, "Are you my friend?" If that person did that, I would definitely say, "I'm not
Right.
working."
Who's to say what could happen to your
Exactly. I
restaurant?
mean, God forbid someone wants to be your friend, but that's okay.
Right.
It's all right.
Right.
I get it.
Right.
Don't work if they want to be your friends,
Right.
but go ahead.
Wanted to make sure that
I
the
digress.
tab was paid for. Yeah, it's the whole thing's just it's a sticky situation.
You know, Melissa, that's what they call passive-aggressive comments. I like to use those every so often.
Yeah.
They don't know where you're coming from, but they know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Some other people go, I don't even know what the guy's talking about. It's good
Right.
stuff. But I do, and that's all it really
See,
matters.
I'm a fan of like.
I'm my one
indirect.
follower of me.
Yes.
I get my jokes, and that's all that really matters.
Hey, and I'm a big fan of indirect statements, indirect quotes, and just let people translate it however they want to.
No, absolutely. I totally
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
You can only lead a horse to the forest,
But you can't force them to
but then the forest must travel within the trees and look for a stream itself, and then teach itself to drink
Wasn't that from the movie
after distilling the
1937?
water. 2013.
Okay.
It's a sequel to 2012. It's a CGI horse, actually. And the forest is a green screen. Actually, I think they shot it here.
That's right. Right over there on that
Yeah.
green screen.
Yeah. No, that's
Hey, look.
sick.
Like I told you, anyone could be anything. This could be a movie studio if
It
you want it
is,
to be.
yeah.
It could be.
Or you
Right.
could call it a hole in the wall with some foam on the walls or something, or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, that's sick. I like foam.
Yeah,
You know,
clearly that's a good thing.
I think.
All right, so here we go. The country, what can fix this country?
Love.
Smilex.
Smilex.
Smilex. What is that?
Smilex. From Batman.
No, I
Isn't
don't
that
know.
The Joker, like putting all the chemicals.
Oh, is that what that was called? Smilex?
I think so.
Damn.
Smilex. I think that-
Smilex.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
right?
to figure that out.
Am I?
No, Smilex is for your. Smilex was the
that?
Joker's code name for the poison that left. Damn, dude, that's pretty good. Wow.
Did I just
You're
admit
loaded
to
with movie references.
plotting a genocide?
I think you might have just. I think that's what you. That was a passive aggressive comment, I guess. You did just say that. Wow.
Do you know what the Joker's based on? Let's change the subject.
Wow.
While staying in the same ballpark.
I think this channel just got shut down. Good job. You did it.
Oh
You
my
found
God.
the hole. You found the
What
loophole.
was that conversation earlier? What not to say, what not to get canceled on, things not to say to keep us on the
Oh,
air.
come on. I'm harmless.
I don't
So
know.
Melissa, let me ask you
Clumsy.
this: your husband
fat.
is in an area where it takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of skill. What are his thoughts that now everybody thinks they could do what he does? Right? He's probably done this for a long time. He's gotten really solid training at it, and now
Are you talking about my husband?
yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What is his feelings about now that everybody else thinks they could do what he does? I'm assuming, right?
Gosh, I don't know if I had this conversation right now. I mean, had this conversation with him. I mean, with the industry that he's in, we're happy that the strike is over
Yeah.
because that affected a lot. That affected a lot of people like what he does in the business. Stuff wasn't getting produced, and there's a lot of people out of work or not making any money right now. It was just affecting all these other companies associated with the movie industry, like what he does, like in Vision Media. I was telling earlier, Vision Media they're like a business to business, basically video online distribution. So anybody, if you ever received, movies to vote on, like for award season or the Oscars or something like that, companies hire Vision Media to send out to
No
distribute,
kidding.
yeah, to distribute movies to
Yeah,
everybody with
I've watched those
credentials.
before.
Yeah, so you probably received content
Yeah.
from my husband's company.
That's cool.
if
That's
you ever
really
voted
cool.
on any of that.
Yeah, the
So
screeners.
yeah, the screeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, with screener awards and stuff like that. So no, yeah, we're
That's
happy the
so
strikes
cool.
are over. So things should be looking a little bit better now.
Do you think like like I always question that type of thing too, right? It's like because it was an actor strike, right, and a writer strike.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of have a problem when like actors go on strike or baseball players go on strike or football. Like, you know, I mean, let's bring it to wrestling, right? You know, we have some of the older guys in here, and then we're having a conversation like with the Nasty Boys about GoFundMe pages, for example. There's a million GoFundMe pages, and you know, I'm not trying to be rude, but like when I see like a famous pro wrestler who made millions their entire life, all of a sudden gets of age and something happens, and they're plugging out a GoFundMe page to pay for, you know, I guess I personally have a problem with that. So I mean, what are you guys' thoughts about that? Like, you know, actors going on strikes, GoFundMe pages, things like that.
Gosh, I mean, I feel like that can go a million directions, and it just depends on. I think it just kind of depends on the situation, you know. I see
Pick a
what
couple thousand directions.
Yeah,
Go-
a couple
go-
thousand for sure. I mean, I think about, who's that kid from, Breaking Bad? He was just like in support of like the strike and like felt like he need to make more money, but he made like $500,000 an episode, and yet. Yeah, he felt like he needed to make more off of like the streaming content. You know, now the show's going to streaming, and they felt like it's just like, dude, you made $500,000 an episode. You know, like why? I mean, I see. I see what you mean.
I
I'm
mean,
definitely more sympathetic to the ones, the workers that are like not in that position to, if they need a little bit of help with a.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the healthiest thing that can come out of it, aside from ramifications, working conditions, whatever that agreement ultimately is. But I think, not to sound too corny, the healthiest thing of all of it is the unification amongst the artists, because I think when you take an A-lister and an A-plus lister, in a sense, that some could consider, is it Aaron Paul? Is that who you're talking about?
I think so,
Well, it speaks to his character as well, that he's not going to sit there and think like, well, I got my money, like, sucks for you guys down
Right.
there. He's like, no, like, I've been there. Like, I know that sucks, and I get what these guys are in the trenches, because if there's one misconception about actors that should be obvious, it's that, and it's similar to wrestlers. It's like, no matter what, if you've been on TV in any realm, I mean, I'm not talking about, I mean, in some trailer parks, maybe even you'll think if you see someone as a background actor, like just on TV, like there's something about the weird screen, this magic screen, right? If they appear on there, then like they're rich or they're successful, or
Right.
they're, and it's like it couldn't be further from the truth.
But I mean,
Because like the percentage of actors that actually make a living acting,
right.
I think it goes back to the actual contracts, though, like the actual.
yeah, no, I
The
agree.
actual
I agree.
the agreements right from the get go.
But the great comment you guys made, right? That the high level actor unified with the lower level actor, and so unification was
Right.
something to be proud of. So now I'll roll into something like, so why aren't wrestlers like that? Because there would have been opportunities, I'm assuming, at some point within these generations that you could all bonded together and
Well,
unionize instead of being an
you've
independent
heard
contractor.
the Jesse Ventura stuff. Have you heard that? Like,
Well, yeah, of course,
okay.
but and I'm sure it was tried afterwards. But why do you think wrestlers can't seem to get their act together and unify or become unionized?
Uh, that's a great question. I think you're working in different conditions, where on, say, a production, unless it's, and I'm not too sure if the stagehands, I would imagine. See, so like when WWE travels, they hire out local stagehands they're part of a union, I would imagine, right?
Mhm,
Those
yep.
local stagehands. Okay,
Yep.
so like they're part of that. The actual employees, they're taken care of, right? It's really down to really just the wrestlers, the cattle that are the supposed, what's it called, independent contractor.
Mhm.
Can't work for anybody else, but you're an independent contractor.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Right.
we want your first, second, and third born, but you're an independent contractor. So
You work for us, and you
the
get no
whole-
health benefits, but you're an
Yeah.
independent contractor.
it's a nasty circus. I mean, it's a nasty circus, and we're the animals, and there's nothing else like it. And you get that. It's not a bug. It's I mean, it's a disease.
Elaborate a little more. What's the disease?
The love. That's
So
the
once you
disease.
taste it, you just can't get away from it.
Yeah.